Game 6 predictions, let's go. Starting off at St James's Park, Newcastle United against Manchester City. I've gone with a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a very tough game for Man City, especially considering Rodri is out for the season now, and they're also going to have to make do with the absence of Kevin De Bruyne. Now, they have found a way to deal with Rodri's absence so far this season, but to have De Bruyne out as well, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. So Rico Lewis is going to be key, but on the break, Newcastle's going to be so dangerous. And without Kevin De Bruyne's creativity as well, it's going to be harder for them to create chances, but I still think they'll score a couple because Erling Haaland is in imperious form. Newcastle defensively haven't looked great. Dan Burn's a bit shaky. But going forward, the form Harvey Barnes is in, he's going to be electric on the counter-attack. Arsenal against Leicester, I've gone with a very simple 3-0 Arsenal win. I think they'll dominate Leicester. I'd be a bit concerned if they didn't. So far, they haven't hit the same heights attacking-wise as they did last season, but they have played some really difficult games. I'm sure now that they've got an easier run, we will see what they're about. I'm hoping Declan Rice scores, so I might bring him back into my PR team because he is my boy. London derby, Brentford, West Ham. I've gone with a 2-2 draw. I know that the history suggests Brentford will win. They've won like 5 out of the last 6 games, although West Ham did win the most recent game. West Ham have been in awful form. They're yet to win this season. Lopetegui hopefully won't see another game after this one because he's awful. And as a QPR fan, this is sort of a bit of hope more than anything, but I can see West Ham getting a point here because Brentford have a few injuries of their own. Visser still out, so Mbeumo is the main goal threat. If you can keep him quiet and not concede in the first 30 seconds, hopefully they can get something. Hopefully they can take all 3, but with the form they're in, I'm just not sure that's possible. Although last week against Tottenham, Brentford did look very shaky defensively. West Ham have also looked shaky defensively after conceding 3 against Chelsea last time out. Chelsea against Brighton. Chelsea yet to win at Stamford Bridge, and I think that trend will continue. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. They could definitely win this, but Brighton are still one of the unbeaten teams. They have drawn their last 3, however. I think Jackson could have a really good day because Brighton do like to play a bit of a high line, and they're not very good at playing the offside trouble, tracking runners very well. And with his pace and the form he's in, I would expect him to score. I just think that Brighton do have enough about them to get something as well. This could be like a 2-2 or even a 3-3. I'm not too sure about Chelsea defensively. I know they have kept 2 clean sheets in a row, but I think, especially at home, they might have to push on a little bit higher and they won't be able to defend as well. But Danny Welbeck has a good record against Chelsea. Everton against Crystal Palace. I have predicted a 1-0 Everton win. However, this is provided that Jared Brandtwaite is fit to play. If he does not start the game, Everton do not win, and they definitely don't keep a clean sheet. I have been disappointed with Palace so far this season. I'm expecting a lot more from them. I didn't really expect the departure of Elise to affect them so badly. Sounds a bit mad to say because he is a world-class player. But I thought that they made some okay signings, although clearly they're missing his sort of profile. Mateta hasn't got going yet. Eze hasn't been great, although he has probably been the best player. Wharton has been nowhere near as good as he was last season. Gahey's looked shaky as well. And although Everton are also winless and only picked up the first point last week, I think they've shown certain stuff. Like Ndiaye looks fantastic, McNeil's looked very good. Calvert-Lewin still looked alright as well. I know he's missed a few good chances, but he's looked like a decent player still. And the reason they're doing so bad is because Michael Keane's having to play for him at the back, and he is a terrible footballer. And once Brandtwaite is back in the defence, they will improve significantly. Nottingham Forest against Fulham. Both sides have actually had quite good starts this season. Forest are still unbeaten. Fulham did get a fantastic result last week, but I don't think they'll get one here. I'm going 2-1 to Forest. They've only scored 1 goal in each of their 5 league games so far this season. I think this is the game where that changes. Fulham have been good going forward. They've created some good chances, but Forest have been good defensively. Murillo and Milenkovic have looked like a really solid duo. The midfield looks a lot better now as well. When you've got the counter threat of players like Hudson-Odoi, Elanga, Gibbs-White, Elliot Anderson even, and Chris Wood is in the form he's in, it is tough to see Forest not winning at home, although they haven't won at home so far this season. I expect that to change here. But Fulham are also a big goal threat. Emil Smith-Rowe has been phenomenal. Raul Jimenez is in some really good form right now. Iwobi's look good as well. Traore is growing into the season. He was fantastic last week. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Liverpool. Wolves yet to win this season. Liverpool have only conceded 1 goal. I think they will concede here, but I'm going 3-1. This should be a simple win from them. They're in such good form. Diaz has been great, although I think his good form has to end at some point because I don't think he's actually that good of a player, but he has been phenomenal so far. Gravenberch and McAllister as well have both been really, really good. They've protected Van Dijk and Konate very well, but when they've had to get involved, they've been solid as well. Wolves are really, really good on the counter though. Cunha, even Strand Larsen's been fantastic. I just think he needs to have a bit more composure in front of goal, and he'll be a really, really good player, but he's been amazing. Lamine as well has shown he can get forward and score from counter-attacking opportunities, so that is a bit of a worry for Liverpool, although they haven't really lost the ball loads this season. They've kept the control of games, and this should be a game they win. Ipswich Town against Aston Villa on Sunday. I've actually gone with a shock result here. I've gone 2-2. This is mainly because Villa have Bayern Munich on Wednesday, and I think they will have one eye on that. I think Unai might rest a few players, and Ipswich are unbeaten in 3 games. I know they've drawn all 3, but that's still pretty good. They've shown they can hold their own in this league. They can adapt very well, and they do have some dangerous players on the counter, especially. Villa have looked a bit vulnerable, and although they have looked imperious in front of goal, Onana's chipping in with a lot of goals. Watkins has started to hit form. Duran off the bench is so dangerous. Rodgers has been really good at the start of the season. I think Ramsey's also been quite underrated. I just have a weird feeling about this one, man. You see it a lot when a team has a big European game. They usually mess up in the league game before. Manchester United, Tottenham, both sides played in the Europa League. Interestingly enough, both of these clubs are rivals of the 2 title contenders. And last week, the North London club came to the Manchester club after the North London club had to play on a Thursday night in Europe, while the Manchester club played on the Wednesday and had an extra day rest. And they were also the home team. This is how I know I might have autism, because I don't know how I've noticed that. But I think Tottenham are going to win here. I'm going 2-1. They've looked a lot better than Man United in the last couple of games. Brennan Johnson scored 3 goals in 3 games, and Maddison last time against Brentford was phenomenal. They dealt with Karabakh in the Europa League very well, despite going down to 10 men within the first 10 minutes. Whereas Manchester United didn't even win their Europa League game. So I'm expecting Tottenham to come here and play with a bit of dictation. I expect them to control the game because I think they're the better team, they have the better manager, they have an actual system. And Man United haven't been great in front of goal, they're not taking their chances, although they have been a lot better creating them. And they have been quite good defensively. I think De Ligt has been fantastic since coming in. A guy is already receiving abuse, which I just cannot understand. He has done literally nothing wrong. He's played 1 game and he didn't even play badly. I don't know why people are hating on him. Son might miss this game, but I still expect Tottenham to get the job done. And finally, Monday Night Football, a South Coast derby, Bournemouth against Southampton. I've gone 3-0 Bournemouth. Bournemouth have lost their last 2 games, but I think they're just better. They've got a much better manager, play better football, and yeah, they're at home, so I don't expect them to lose. Southampton haven't looked fantastic in front of goal yet this season. They do have some really good players. Will Russell Martin be able to adapt? He did well last week, to be fair to him, but I just think Bournemouth have too much quality and Southampton have too many mistakes in them. Those are my predictions this week. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.